Hey, what's going on everyone? Nick here with a video about Bird Box. Now, this movie has kind of taken everyone by surprise, and it's getting a lot of attention right now because it was just recently released over the past weekend. Now, for those of you who have seen Bird Box, you know that the film is kind of like A Quiet Place in a way, but it has very different, circumstances. In The Quiet Place, they couldn't talk because the creatures used sound to detect where people were, and in this film, they can't actually see. They have to put on blindfolds to avoid seeing the creatures, because essentially when you see the monster or whatever, you see kind of your darkest fears and it makes you commit suicide. Spoiler warning here, for those of you who have not seen the film, you should probably click out of the video, go watch the movie, and come back and check this video out. So essentially in the film, you never see the monsters themselves. You see some drawings of them from one of the characters who can actually see the creatures without going crazy and killing himself, and he's named Gary. It's never really revealed why he can see the creatures and not go crazy, but you kind of get a glimpse of what the monsters might look like due to his drawings and him trying to say that the monsters are actually beautiful, the characters. But it seems like at one point they actually did show the monsters. In a deleted scene that they cut, we were going to see the monster interact with Sandra Bullock's character named Mallory. During an interview with Bloody Disgusting, the producers and screenwriter and Sandra Bullock herself talked about this deleted sequence in which there was a time when the studio was like basically telling them, you have to see something at some point in the movie. You can't go the entire movie without showing the monster. We gotta have a scene where the monster comes in. And basically, Sandra Bullock says the monster was a green man with a horrific baby face. It was snake-like, and I was like, I don't want to see it when it first happens. Just bring me into the room, we'll shoot the scene, and then when we were shooting the scene, I turn and he's like growling at me, and it's just making me laugh. It was just a long, fat baby. Director Susan Beer added, we actually shot that scene and spent a lot of energy on it, but every time I saw it, I was just like, this is not going to be tense, it's just going to be funny. And at first, Sandra was like, I don't want to see it because she thought it was scary, but then when she finally did see it, she said, don't show it to me because every time I'll just laugh. And they kind of thought that it was, a scene that felt out of place, like it was from a different movie or something, so ultimately they scrapped it. But what do you guys think about this? Would you have liked to have seen the monsters in the film, and do you think that we actually needed a scene like this where you get to see them, in a good light and everything, and it kind of reveals what this monster or, horrific spirit or apparition is that's kind of making everyone go crazy? Personally, I think that the film works without it, but I can see why people would have wanted to see the monsters in it. But sometimes the best horror in film is just what's left unknown, because the human imagination is scarier than anything they'll put on film. But like I said, post your thoughts down in the comments below. What do you guys think about this deleted scene? Maybe we'll see it someday, maybe not. Who knows? There could be a sequel to Bird Box if it does well enough, and maybe then they'll explore the monsters further. For now, we'll just have to live with this scene being on the cutting room floor. For more updates on Netflix's Bird Box and everything pop culture, be sure to subscribe to HN Entertainment.